Welcome back. As you know, we're talking about education today and the different systems of education. A lot of people are doing very revolutionary and interesting things, and their approach to education is completely different. One such school believes in evolving the system. They are called the Roots, and they are in Islamabad. So please go and have a look and see what they're doing nowadays.
Root School System now is one of the leading educational institutions in Pakistan. The institution was founded in 1988 by Mrs. Mushtaq, who happens to be my mother as well. The institution is now nearly 21 years old, and the vision that we have that from the very beginning, since the inception, we realized that schools, they lack social and emotional connection. There was always been a very regimented and traditional model for schooling in which the teacher and the children, they do not have a connect. So school Roots was always meant to have social and an emotional connection to promote more personalized and an engaging schooling experience. Now that we are in 21st century, we all need to understand and absorb that children are living in a very fast-paced, constantly changing, culturally diverse, technologically driven and a media-saturated environment. And for that, we need to redefine the curriculum, the school, and the term education for the benefit of the teacher and the learner. The social and emotional connection is all about having that link or an approach with the child so that we can engage them in the process of learning. Teaching and learning, they're two different things. Teaching is the more formal part, it's the structured side, whereas the learning is the informal part, it's more unstructured. And if you do not have that connect, if you do not link to the child what his needs are, what his backgrounds are, what he is missing on, and if you think that the child has not absorbed the lesson, you don't know what his cultural, social, personal, academic and ethnic needs are, then you cannot enjoy that level of achievement, that level of excellence, that level of inspiration and motivation within the school. And that's what, in my opinion, is lacking in many other education systems in Pakistan. Thinking fundamentally is the common denominator which makes the school from good to great. If the schools cannot promote thinking, the process of thinking, and the process of thinking starts not just in the classroom, it starts from within the education system. You need to have, one need to promote a thinking curriculum. We need to ensure that the teacher is promoting worksheets, lessons, plan, and a teaching methodology and a pedagogy based, which provides inquisitiveness for the child, which raises a lot of queries in the child's mind. And we also need to understand that majority of the teachers today, what we call them as, that they are immigrants, they are digital immigrants, and whereas now what we are dealing with the digital learners. So we need to understand and conceive that the teaching standards and the teaching approach must match the students' learning style. What we have done is that we have benchmarked our curriculum with the rest of the world. We have had exposure to the Cambridge International Primary Program, International Primary Curriculum, all international and local curriculums. And then what we have adopted is a more realistic and a holistic approach to curriculum development and enrichment. So our curriculum has got the national dimension, the globalization, the maths is through practice, English is through expression, and science is through exploration. And then what we do is that we connect our curriculum with initiatives, with classroom practices. For example, Dawn, they conduct the National Spelling Bee competitions every year, and you'll be proud to know that last year one of the regional champions in one of the age groups was Laiba Ijaz from Root School System at Karachi level, and so on and so forth. So curriculum must have localization to promote nationalism. We have about 12,000 students, 48 campuses across Punjab. Root schools are from Peshawar to Lahore, and since we started from Rawalpindi, so we are in the process of development and growing. Having said so, we are keeping alive the vision of our mother, which was that to promote happiness, love, joy and laughter. And even if you look at the 21st century educational framework, the ministers of education in United Kingdom and Europe, they're talking about how to create fun and excitement in learning. Because if there's no fun in the classroom, if there's no engagement, if there's no excitement in the classroom, then you can't inspire the student. The challenges that we have, we need to grow, but we need to ensure that we are maintaining the quality and standards. For that, I have set up the Roots National Institute of Teacher Training and Education, which is strengthening the backbone, who is the teacher. And let me remind you that nobody has an influence more profound than that of a teacher. A teacher is a reflective practitioner. He or she is the one who is thinking and who is the custodian of the knowledge. We also have challenges in bringing innovation and creativity across the school curriculum, promote e-learning, and also have an assessment and a progression system which is representative of the students' current potential. The way the technological advancements and revolution has ushered in the 21st century, having a technological content within the curriculum is also very important. For example, now Roots is the only school in Southeast Asia that we have signed an initiative with Intel Education Karachi, and we have authored a new curriculum. It's called Intel Roots ICT, Information Communication Technology Curriculum. You cannot develop a holistic approach in a child's academic cycle if you do not provide opportunities for research, for technological innovation, for curriculum, for content, which is all based on the fact that technology is key to survive in this century. There's a new term, what we all call is as a local classroom in education, and this term has been given by one of our teachers, Abbas Hussain Saab, and what talks about to a certain extent that we need to promote globalization, but to a certain extent we need to ensure that there's localization. We are living in a world which is very advanced, which is very interconnected and very interdependent. We need to promote the concept of how technology can evolve and can revolutionize the way we're working. But we also need to understand that Pakistan is also signatory to the Millennium Development Goals 2015, and one of the targets of the Millennium Development Goal is the universalization of primary education. Now when we're talking about it, we need a holistic and we need a proactive effort to promote and to strengthen the public education system. At the moment in Pakistan, private sector is making a huge contribution since 1979. At the moment, some of the statistics, they suggest that more than 44% of the students up to primary level are studying in private schools in Pakistan. And may I also highlight that private schooling is no more an urban elite phenomena. This is a rural-urban phenomena. Now what we need is, we need to strengthen and build capacity of the government and the provincial educational infrastructure. We don't just need to rewrite the curriculum and the content, because some of the public school curriculum and content is very valuable and is very realistic and very objective. We need to focus on the areas of service delivery, quality assurance, and how we can strengthen the backbone, which is the Government College of Teacher Training and Regional Institutes of Training and Development. Now, the Ministry of Education, what we need to understand is that we have a federation in place, and under the federation we have certain federating units. If you look at the Constitution, the Federal Ministry of Education is a policy making, review, coordination and a communication authority. They do not have much under their mandate and authority. Education in Pakistan is a provincial subject, so the domain is the provincial chief minister and the provincial minister and the secretary education. Now what the government is doing, they are making a strategic effort to help do something about education. Now when you're talking about that we are signatory to the Millennium Development Goal and what needs to be done instead of what has not been done, I need to ensure, and what I'm trying to promote is that we need to now promote public-private partnership. As a society, as a nation, we have reached a critical mass in which the private schools are mushrooming and they are adding value and they are contributing in the nation building. The governments are doing what they possibly can.